All right. Good morning, guys. Uh, this is Pavan here, guys. Thanks for joining on a weekend, Sunday morning or a weekend. I'll quickly take you through the agenda of today's session, guys. Today, I'll continue in English only. So because I'm going to upload this to my YouTube channel. So at any point of time, if you want me to pause recording and if you want to ask something or if you want me to pause recording, please let me know. Okay. So this is the agenda of today's session. So yesterday evening we had one session, but most of the guys missed it. So that's why I had to schedule, and I had also faced some issues with Zoom meeting. So that's why I had rescheduled it for this morning. Hey, hi Vinod. I think this is the right time. Sunday 11 o'clock is the right time. I think rather than Saturday, evening.
Hi, Pawan.
So yeah, hi Vinod. Okay. Yeah. So what is more Markets Mojo first of all, right? So I'll give a brief introduction to Markets Mojo and different investment horizons like short, medium, and long term, and what is the ideal asset allocation for different types of investors. There may be some aggressive investors, or there may be some conservative investors, or who want to protect their capital first, right? There may be some moderate, some people may be ready to take some moderate risk. So we'll go through that. We'll go through that. Uh, what is the ideal asset allocation for different types of investors, and what is the ideal portfolio for 25 to 45, 40 years of age, right? And some Mojo features. Okay. So and some Mojo features, and like this, like stocks, portfolios, markets, webinars, and all this. I will go through that all of them quickly. So before I start the session, one disclaimer, quick disclaimer. So equities investments are subject to market risk. Everyone knows that, but still, it's a yeah, disclaimer from my side. And past performance is not an indicator of future growth. And in what capacity am I doing this is I'm an authorized distributor of SEBI registered Markets Mojo products. So I'm doing this session, or or doing the business in this capacity of a authorized distributor. Okay. So last month, I had tied up or associated with Markets Mojo. So I'll quickly take you through that, through the details of my journey from the past 4.5 years with Markets Mojo. Okay. So yeah, and this slide speaks about what is short term, medium term, and long term, right? So there is a lot of confusion around this, right? So, but short term means usually 1 month, medium term 3 months, and long term 12 months, right? And now, yeah. So before I start this, before we discuss about the different asset classes, so let me, show you when did I start my journey with Markets Mojo. So I had, I have been investing in the markets from the past 15 years, mostly, approximately 15 years. So initially, I also did a lot of mistakes. I used to follow free tips. I used to follow free tips on TV channels, CNBC TV 18, and in other economic times. And I so these free tips in WhatsApp and Telegram came recently, right? But at that time, there were, that was the only source for some knowing about some stocks, right? So and I understood that over a period of time, I understood that it is very risky or dangerous to follow free tips which are given on TV channels and YouTube channels and all this, because they have some vested interest, right? Most of those people who give free tips may have some vested interest, right? So after realizing that in 2021, I had subscribed to Markets Mojo, right? I know this from 2020, and however, I took some time, to get some conviction on this, and I had subscribed to this on May 2021, right? In May 2021. So, and I have been renewing every year. I have been renewing every year after that, because I like their, I felt that is really worth, rather than losing money in one useless stock. It's better to pay that money to some research house who are giving some value addition, who are doing a lot of research, or and who are doing some unbiased research, unbiased recommendations, So rather than losing money in one useless stock, right? So this is always better, isn't it? And this is also affordable. I felt this is affordable. Subscription fees is affordable, right? So, and from 4.5 years onwards, I have been following MarketsMojo, and I'll show you the result also quickly. Okay, the result quickly before taking some, before taking some subscription or after taking, that subscription. Okay. So now I'll quickly go to the PPT again, go back to the PPT. Yeah. So as you know, already know, these are the main asset classes for Indian investors. I had modified the content slightly because, few more things striked, like, and I had updated this content after yesterday's session, right? So as you know, like, these are the different asset classes for investors like gold and silver. Again, in gold and silver, we can invest in physical gold or ETFs, right? Or silver ETFs or gold ETFs, and then we have bonds or fixed deposits, right? And equities and stocks, right? I had highlighted this because this we are going to focus more on this today. And then, investing in real estate, like buying a house or a plot or a flat or commercial space or something, right? And then mutual funds, tax saving mutual funds, tax saving or normal mutual funds, right? There are tax saving or normal mutual funds, isn't it? Non-tax saving mutual funds as well. And I believe NPS as well, along with PF. PF everyone knows, of course, right? I believe NPS as well, right? If not, like we can have a separate session on that. So I can show you like the returns that I got in my NPS account. So to save some tax, I had opened NPS account and I started, like contributing to NPS as well. So we'll have a separate discussion on that. What are the advantages of, compared to PF, when we have PF, why NPS again, right? We'll discuss this. All right. So these are the investment avenues for any investor, right? And now coming to, there will be different types of investors again, different age groups, different types of investors, isn't it? Yeah, hi, Chandu. Um, I see Nagul Mera, two logins. Okay.
Hi, Anna.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, thanks for joining, Chandu.
Yeah, Anna.
I'm seeing Vijay. Is it Vijay Barko, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Huh? Okay. Okay, right. And now, like there are different types of investors, right? So some want some balanced portfolio with where there will be moderate risk, but the goal whose goal is decent growth plus reasonable stability, and the expected CAGR is 9 to 10% compounded annual growth rate. CAGR stands for compounded annual growth rate, right? The risk level is moderate here, and this is the percentage allocation between the main assets like equities 45%, fixed income bonds 25%, real estate 20%, some gold 10%. And I gave here, I can share this PPT, or you can take a screenshot of this if you are interested. Okay. So if you want, you can take a screenshot of this. Or see, I also got it from ChatGPT, right? So I did not, see, I got it, I searched it and I got it from ChatGPT, right? What is the ideal asset allocation and all this? Okay. For different age groups and all, I got it from Economic Times, right? So this is the portfolio of an investor who is 25 to 50 years old, right? Okay. Now coming to, if someone want to take risk, usually like this is something like, say for example, who prefer capital protection. So I believe senior citizens or who don't want to take any risk, they have to go for this conservative approach. They want to preserve capital with, steady income, right? And they can't take risk. So senior citizens, can't take risk. Not suggestible to take any risk, right? But those who are in some, 30 to 50 age group, they can take some risk, moderate or high risk based on your risk appetite. And we can go for aggressive growth portfolio, something like this, where which gives maximum long-term returns and with an expected CAGR of 11 to 12%. And risk level is high here, of course. So that's why you can see that, 60% allocated for equities. Again, in that 60%, we can allocate 50% for Indian equities and 10% for global equities, right? So how many of you, may I know how many of you, or is anyone having, uh, investment in global equities? Do you know that, we can invest, every demat, most of the demat account providers, they facilitate global equities as well. For example, ICICI Direct provides it in the name of global, in the name of global, there is some separate tab for global equities. I'll show that, in a moment. Okay. So, and then 15% for fixed income bonds, 15% in real estate, and 10% for gold, right? So this is aggressive growth portfolio. And coming to conservative portfolio, it gives only 7 to 8% returns. This is for, as I said, this is for senior citizens, right? Where risk level is low and less investment into equities. I'll take a pass here. I'll take a pass here. Any queries? Those who those who joined yesterday's session, like you can understand, how much content I had updated. So I'll be uploading this to my YouTube channel. Please support by clicking a like and share with your. Feel free to share with your friends. So you can see how much content I had updated. Those who have joined yesterday's session are how much content I had added or updated, right? So please support us by clicking a like to the video once I upload it to my YouTube channel. Okay. All right. So, and I have, I had kept the pie charts to visualize those, at that allocation percentage. Okay. And let's move on to the now coming back to equities, right? So, coming back to, and I'll take you through these Mojo features now. So any queries till now? Or, did I miss anything, guys? So these are the main asset classes, right? So anything else that I missed? Am I audible? Should I have? Oh, leave it. Okay. Okay. So now, now coming to equities, like you can invest, we can invest in both listed shares and unlisted shares, right? And on unlisted shares, I'm having one recorded session on my YouTube channel. This is my YouTube channel, personal one. So most of you may be knowing that I am also running a training institute, software training institute. This is just a side hustle or passive income, some passive income. Okay. Now coming back to this, I did a separate session on unlisted shares. Uh, some investors made, some of our friends made wonderful returns this year. 50% returns. Some made 50% returns in just 2 months. I'll show you the data points as well. So how did they made 50% returns in 1 to 2 months? I'll show that. Okay. So I had a separate video on that. I am having a separate recorded session on unlisted shares. Now coming to listed equities. Now, any idea how many shares are there in the market? How many different companies are trading in the exchanges in our Indian BSE or NSE? There are 4,000 plus companies, listed companies, which are trading, right? Guys, I am just want to make sure I hope my voice is audible, right? So there are 4,000 companies, 4,000 plus companies which are listed in NSE and BSE in India, right? So now it is a common experience that sometimes when once we sell the stock, right, immediately from next day or next hour onwards, it may increase, isn't it? So how many of you experienced this along with me? Or the moment we buy a stock or the moment we invest, it may fall. This is a common experience, right? For those who are into investing into equities,
Yes, Anna.
right? So that is a very common experience. And once we like suppose if you want to book a profit, right? In some, so let's say I am holding some 50 stocks and I want to book some profit, and I sold something, and the moment it increases, right? If it happens right now, I cannot it will stop me from booking the profit in other stocks, isn't it? Or the moment you invest into some stock, if it falls, it will it may stop you to invest in other stocks, isn't it? So we'll feel like we are not lucky enough, that's why like this is happening. So we go into those all those illusions or assumptions, right? Now to address these kind of things, right? So, exactly to address these kind of, challenges. So these research houses, provide some recommendations, or, they do proper research of each and every stock, right? And they provide, they provide, ideally they should provide unbiased research or unbiased recommendations, isn't it? And Markets Mojo is one such research company, right, which is established in 2015, right? Now let me go to give an introduction to Markets Mojo. I think I have set the, I have set the stage now to and to understand what is the discussion point. Now, Markets Mojo is one of such research institutes which was established in 2015, and who are having 1 million plus investors subscribers. Basically, subscribers 1 million plus investors means they are having 1 million plus subscribers, and they are covering 29 countries, full market coverage across markets across 29 countries, 39,000 stocks covered, 3,500 crore asset portfolio being maintained by them, including model portfolio and AUM, asset underscore management. And what is this AUA? I don't know. Asset underscore management, and what is AUA? Okay, let us ask ChatGPT. So this is the first session, guys, that I'm giving. So please bear with me, or there may be few things that I also don't know. AUA. Okay, let it. We will come back to that later. Now, that you uh, leveraging the power of AI and data science for their analysis, and 10 plus years, as I explained, it was established in 2015. So they're having 10 plus years of experience. I mean, this organization is having 10 plus years of experience, but promoters or founders are having 30 years of experience. I'll quickly go to the next slide. So this is briefly about the journey. If someone want, I'll share this PPT. Okay. And he's the co-founder and CEO of Markets Mojo, Mohit Batra, and he's having 27 years of experience in fintech and wealth management, capital markets. Actually, he's one of the co-founder of Money Control, right? Money Control, which was acquired by CNBC TV 18 or Network 18, isn't it? And CNBC TV 18 is the most popular channel among the investors, right? Irrespective of all age groups, isn't it? So CNBC TV 18 is one of the popular investment channel, at least in India, isn't it? And now he, you can see here, different roles that he served and different, like in different organizations. And Joyson Thomas is another co-founder. So he's having 30 years of experience in financial services and technology, right? So I'll share the PPT. You can quickly go through that if you want to know more about it. And now I'll quickly go to the Market Mojo. So what is the, before that, let us understand, what is the challenge or issue, and or what is the problem statement, and how does Mojo helps, right? So it helps us to find the right stock, feels like searching a needle in a haystack, with over 4,000 plus NSE BSE stocks, 35,000 plus global stocks, right? And then real-time research reports, powerhouse strategies, 4 powerhouse strategies. I'll quickly take you through those. What are all those? And one stock every month, right? So they have something called, so you, those who took this subscription, those who paid, subscription, they will get every month on 10th of every month, we'll get a stock recommendation, right? Apart from that, they are also having something called stock of the week with target price. They give target price also for that stock of the week. And then we will also get, actionable buy sell recommendations. If you are already having a portfolio, you can check, which stock is worth holding, or which stock is worth selling, or which stock is, worth adding more. So we'll get an actionable buy sell recommendations, all the subscribers, paid subscribers, right? And these are the other features of Markets Mojo, which I'll show you which I'll show you, I'll log into my account. I'll show all of these features quickly. Let us stick to the agenda. I'll start with, first let me log into my Markets Mojo account. So this is my Markets Mojo account. And you can see here I had, I'm a premium subscriber, and my subscription valid till like 2029, right? Mojo one, I had renewed it last time, for 5 years, right? So that is the confidence that I have on them. So I had renewed the subscription till for 5 years. I took, extended it for 5 years. Okay. And stock of the week I had subscribed recently. This is another payment actually. Okay. This was the I have this till 2027. Okay. Now coming back to this, let us go through each of the menu items. Okay. So as I partnered with Markets Mojo, they are displaying my my logo here, and this is the same logo that I had displayed here. I had prepared this logo, and I had shared with them. So as I partnered with Markets Mojo, they're displaying the same thing over here on the left side. Okay. Now, what are the different features? So first thing is you have something called, Mojo score. So what is this Mojo score, right? So those who are money control subscribers, right, paid subscribers, you'll see something called, like, can you tell me some stock which you want to know?
Geo Finance, Anna.
Okay, your finance. I just want to make it interactive and, some want to have some key takeaways. So please, please be interactive. Yeah. So Geo Finance, if you see here, if you see, I am also a paid subscriber for Money Control. Okay. So, and that's why, otherwise, normal users don't see it. And also, free subscribers will see advertisements as well, but paid subscribers doesn't see any advertisements. So you can see here, this is Money Control score, right? It is showing 44 out of 100, right? So similarly, so this Money Control score was introduced very recently, very recently, last year, I think. Okay. But this Mojo was there from 10 years, if you see here, like my Mojo score, that feature, 1 second, just give me a moment. Paid subscription service was launched in 2018. Yeah, 2020 they launched Mojo Score. They launched something called Mojo Score on for all listed stocks on BSE and SA. So now Money Control is following it. So basically, like these are the co-founders of Money Control as well, right? So they started implementing Money Control started implementing last year or before last year. But like those who are into the market, they might have heard this. Like there is something called Markets Mojo, and they give score for each and every stock. Okay. Now let us so basically Money Control shows you only the score of score. That's it. It will just show you the score of each stock, right? And quality factor, and Q factor should be quality factor, growth factor, and V factor, valuation factor, right? Wonderful. This is also wonderful. Okay. However, now coming to Markets Mojo, if you let us search, what information, what value addition does it give? Hey, can you tell me some other score, some other stock? Somehow I couldn't find this here.
Adani Energy.
1 second. Okay, somehow it is not showing here. Financial services, I think, right? Yeah, Geo Financial Services, right? So the Mojo score for this stock is 58, which is a hold recommendation, right? And it gives a lot of research information. Observe here, if you see here, when it turned from, when the rating was, when the score got changed, right? We can see that, on 7th October, this stock rating changed from sell to hold. And on what parameters it is, it is just a hold, right? If you see here, quality scorecard is good, but valuation is very expensive. And financial score trend is -3. Technical scorecard is sideways. That means at this moment, it is not giving any, taking any direction. It is sideways means maybe it is consolidating, right? And at what levels it is attractive, at what levels the stock is fair, what levels the valuation is expensive and all, right? And then you have a lot of information over here. What is the industry PE? What is the PE of this stock? Industry PE is 23, whereas the PE of this particular stock is 122, right? And then you have dividend yield ratio, dividend yield numbers for the past 4 5 years, I think 5 years, for 5 years. And then what is the latest news and corporate actions related to this company, right? You can see whole lot of information and shareholding pattern, right? And all this information is okay. So and also there is something called switcher, like what is the alternative for this one? Somewhere it will, that also will be shown. What is the alternate stock to invest if you want to invest into the same sector, right? You'll see somewhere that information as well. And you can see whole lot of information here: total returns, recommendation, what is the recommendation, and then price movement, and company CV, technical, real-time research report, quality evaluation, and all these, right? So you can see a detailed research report on this. Okay. And any other stocks, you would like to see before we continue to the next concept? Okay. So you can, by the way, you can register, create an account, and you'll have three days of trial period. So you can search yourself, you can check yourself. So, but please, please follow the link that I had shared in the WhatsApp group and register, so that it will be considered as, my lead, obviously. Okay. And I'll tell you what are the benefits. Okay. We'll quickly take you through what are all the other features, and, what are the benefits. Okay. Now coming to these stocks, we'll go one by one. So it gives something called top Mojo stocks. Now, we saw some hold rating and 58 score over there, right? Now, this section, this top Mojo stocks module will show you what are the top stocks according to them, according to their research report. And you can see a whole lot of list here. BSE is a strong buy currently, and you can see the returns ratio, return numbers, and when it entered into this, top Mojo stocks, what is the entry price that which they had recommended? Actually, they had recommended it on August 2024 at a price of 927. So in 13 months, 13 and a half months, it gave a return of 157%. Right? You can check here. You can also see all of these in your 3 days trial period, guys. Okay. Those who already registered, you can go through it. As I'll demonstrate, all the important features in this today's session. Okay. Now coming to next section, next feature, there is something called hidden turnarounds. So what is that hidden turnaround? Find them early and invest before they become phenomenal stocks, right? So that is hidden turnarounds, right? And then you also have something called reliable performance, and momentum now stocks. Momentum now stocks means which are, like we hear the swing trading and all, suddenly they show some momentum, upward of momentum, right? And so, like if we invest in early stage, like uh, the stocks that we need to invest in the early stage of their, becoming multi-baggers, those are called as hidden turnarounds. And you have something called stock of the week. So this is weekly stock picks with target price. Every Monday morning, we get a stock of the week at around 9:10 in the morning. They'll give stock of the week. And by the way, like this will involve OTP. Most of the important features involves OTP. So, and please, those who already subscribe, few people already subscribe. So please, don't share it to anyone else, because, like if they observe some anomalies, they will be temporarily blocking your access. So please, don't share, if it is within the, if it is within the same public IP, that is fine. Public IP, or, within the same city, that is fine. But, if you are sharing with someone else who is staying in another state or city, they will be blocking, they will be blocking, the access. Yes. So please, those who already paid and took subscription, please make a note of this. Okay. And then you have something called stock of the month. So every month on 10th of every month, you will get some stock recommendation with a detailed report like this. So let me quickly show you like what is the stock of the month, latest stock of the month that I had received it like 2 days before. You can consider these are some bonus for attending the session. Okay. So Bank of Maharashtra is the stock of the month. So let me also show you like what are the recent stock of the months and how is their performance. Let's see how is their performance. Okay. Of course, the last yeah, now you can see that it sends an OTP. Okay. So these are the stock of the months that, recent stock of the months. Bank of Maharashtra is having a strong buy score and Mojo score of 85. Strong buy recommendation with a Mojo score of 85. This is the date of entry. Entry price is 57. It is almost at the same levels. And then you have M&M, right? Again, 84, which is a very good score. And then, that entered on 10 September. Okay. Of course, like autos have performed very well, like September month, right? September, end of September, etc. So that's why you see that negative returns. But like by Diwali time, I'm sure like you can check this, after 2 or 3 days. Definitely this will be turning positive. Hero Moto Corp is another stock with Mojo score 85 and a strong buy recommendation, as you see here. So you can see like, yeah. Okay. So now they will show the entry price, and they will show they will show the entry price and status as well. And suppose if any stock is not performing, they will send an update. They will send an update that okay, this stock is not performing as expected. So you exit this stock. Or if some stock performed very well, they will send a recommendation when to book the profit, right? You will have continuous updates on this. It's not like like they ask you to enter into some stock and they will not leave you, right? So they will probably providing regular updates on the stocks that they recommended. That is one wonderful feature over here. And apart from that, so stock of the week, stock of the week, let me show you also. Let me also show you stock of the week.
Pavan,
Yes.
over here they won't give you the sell point.
Stock of the month they don't give, but they'll give continuous updates later on. But stock of the week they will give targets. Here you can see this is stock of the week feature. So Nalco is the recent stock that they recommended. National Aluminum Corporation. Target price you can see here. They have a target price of 20%, and holding period is 12 months. But 12 months, like most of the stocks hit their target like 2 to 3 months. In 2 to 3 months. Okay, unless until this Trump comes with another new tariff and disturbs everyone, right? Disturbs global markets, right? So you can see that they give targets over here for stock of the week. Okay, but stock of the month they will be providing regular updates. Let me also show you that stock of the month update. Users. Okay, I'll show this, this one. So of course, this is a exit recommendation. Ratan India Entertainment, the mid cap company, has exited momentum now stocks, right? It gave a negative returns here, of course, right? So the stock exited because company's technical trend has become mildly bearish, right? So this is a key point in investing. Of course, most of you know that, right? So we should like if something is not performing, we have to book the loss, right? Otherwise, like we will be end up in losing more and more money. And they replaced with like what they have given. What are the recent changes to the momentum now stocks? Okay, so you'll get a continuous update, like, and continuous updates supported are based on deep research, right? And I had seen like they gave whole recommendation for Reliance Industries, even though Reliance Industries is owning now Network 18 or Money Control, right? So if you see the score of Reliance Industries, they recently they had changed it to hold, but till couple of months before it was a sell recommendation or sell recommendation. Yes, only on 26th May they changed it to hold recommendation at 1434. Okay. Now let me show you some stocks, which I came across recently. For example, Network Technologies. You might have heard this, right? So you might have heard this about Joho Corporation, and they are, they are dependent on this Network Technologies for their, for their products, right? So Network Technologies, if you see here, uh, I'm having only very few stocks, of course, but this is a wonderful performer. I had entered this at 1500 levels during Operation Sindur and this Pahalgam attack time. At that time, I entered the stock at 1500 levels and exited at 4000 recently because because they gave valuations as expensive. Okay, I'll show that as well. I'll show that at what price I had exited and like at what price I had bought this, right? So I'll show you that. And if you can, we can clearly see that industry P is 28, but this stock P is 177. That's why they marked it as very expensive, isn't it? So you'll have a clear insights on when to sell, when to buy, or when to add more, or when to book partial profit, or complete exit completely, right? what is happening inside a organization, right? In news and corporate actions, right? And what is the dividend yield of any company, isn't it? So you'll have a whole lot of information that is with the help of this stock research. And apart from that, there are some top Mojo stocks which they are recommending to invest with, along with their, along with their Mojo score, and whether it is a small cap or a mid cap, in which industry they are. You can observe here that, recently government relaxed some, limits for this healthcare sector, right? That's, from now on, from that day onwards, hospital stocks are performing, healthcare stocks are performing very well, right? And also, they had lifted this GST on health insurance and term insurance, health insurance and life insurance, isn't it? So because that is a positive, or that is a positive thing for health insurance companies and healthcare sector overall. And also they relaxed some norms as well, like they relaxed some, like you might have read that news, right? So from that, that's the reason I think, like, this stock started performing, and they identified this on 6th October itself. Not sure whether you saw that or not, but I gone through the news, but I don't exactly remember. So one second. Companies. I don't remember the technical jargon. So GST, everyone knows this. No, apart from this, they brought something else as well, which is, beneficial to the healthcare sector. Okay. Anyone knows that news, or anyone remember that terminology? What did they relax and all? I forgot it. I couldn't recollect at this moment. Trades on insurance relief for common. Okay. Okay. So I'll share the link in the WhatsApp group. Okay. I'll share the link in the WhatsApp group. I should be having that link in my WhatsApp group. I'll share it. I'll share it across. Okay. And now, hidden turnarounds and reliable performance momentum now stocks, we had, I had briefly covered them, right? Apart from that, you can upload your portfolio. If you go to portfolio section, you can see there are 5 features. So there is something called personal portfolio, watch list, model portfolios, and optimizer, portfolio optimizer. So you can upload your complete portfolio, whether you are having 2 demat accounts or 3 demat accounts. You can upload them to your MarketsMojo account with just couple of clicks. You need not add each and stock individually. If anyone registered, and like, I can show you that if you want, how to upload your portfolio to MarketsMojo. And there is something wonderful feature called optimizer. So which will suggest, like, which one to reduce, which one to get rid of, or which one to hold, or which one to add more, etc. Right? So yeah. So there is something called portfolio optimizer. It will monitor your stocks 24/7, and you will be receiving continuous emails, regularly, that, this stock, there is some corporate action on this stock, or there is some good news for this stock, or add this, or sell this, exit this one, etc. All right. So that is portfolio optimizer. And then you have something called markets tab. If you go to markets tab, under markets tab, you can see the news in real time, monitor indices, stocks, and earnings reports, view all stocks, and IPOs. This is another wonderful thing which gave me fantastic returns. Their IPO recommendations, helped me to gain financial freedom. And most of you know that I had left my job, IT job, after working for 17 and a half years. I had left my IT job, and like, I am running my own business, training institute. And so, like, this is one wonderful, thing. And this gave me actually that, that conviction and confidence to leave, a fixed income job, or 9 to 10 to 5 job, or 9 to 5 job, whatever you call it, right? So basically they provide, like, whether you need to subscribe or avoid, like this, right? You can see here. So rather than, open ones, I'll go to listed ones. Thereby you will understand how good or bad their recommendations are, isn't it? Right? So advanced agro life, so that was given, a neutral recommendation. It performed well, but they gave neutral recommendation. This is not a big deal. 13%, 5% is not a big deal, right? So let us take NSDL, recently listed one, and anything that you applied, guys. If you want to know, we'll go through that. NSDL. Yeah, here it is. NSDL, they give a subscribe recommendation and which performed very well post listing. And it is now at 48% returns, right? And Aditya Infotech, this is nothing but our CC cameras business, right? They are into CC cameras monitoring business, right? So Aditya Infotech, it performed very well, wonderful, or not 6% returns. And then recently listed one urban company, right? How many of you applied for LG, by the way? LG Electronics recently, which is going to list this Tuesday. Okay, so maybe then you don't want to disclose, but I know who all got allotment, who all applied and who got allotment. Okay. All right. So now urban company got, still at 52%. Actually, like it issue price is 103 rupees, but it touched 205, right? 205 post listing in just 1 month. It got doubled in just 1 month, and everyone knows urban company. Yes, sir. Everyone knows urban company, and how many of you invested? Anyone got allotment, by the way? Don't want to disclose.
No,
Okay.
we didn't get the allotment at that
What is that?
time. We didn't get the allotment for that IPO.
Okay, okay. So it touched 201, right? Issue prices, while issue price was 103, so it touched, 201. And then, of course, from 201, there is a lot of profit booking because it gave phenomenal returns in just 1 month, isn't it? So similarly, like there are, so of course, listing day is something like, release or cinema ticket land, right? So, like some prefer to book profits on the listing day itself. Those are called as flippers, right? Flippers, right? So who focus only on listing gains. But I am a long-term investor. I hold for at least an year if it is a good stock. Okay. I don't sell it before a year. So again, we discussed different types of investors and all. Okay. Now coming back to this. And I purely don't follow this, of course, by the way. But don't assume that, so for example, for Canara Robeco, I am skipping it, even though they gave subscribe, I am skipping it. Because I have my I have my experience, my own experience. So that's why I'm skipping this. I had provided this, like I gave my view on this morning only on my in one of my WhatsApp group.
Pawan, can you check Ola?
Ola, okay. In this IPO recommendation, yeah, it is a strong sell as of now. Now let us check an IPO recommendation as well.
Hmm.
Ola Electric, kada?
Yeah.
Ola Electric, it is not showing somehow. Any other, 1 second, any other name? Does it have any other name with which they came for the IPO? 1 second. IPO. Ola Electric Mobility. Should be Ola Electric only. Wait, there is no other name for that. Listed.
Probably they give the history only for a few days.
Maybe. Maybe they have some retention policy, or they show only for the last. They're showing from 30th April, right? When this IPO came into the market 20 last year. Okay, last year. So they are showing here only for the past 6 months, I think. Is it? Yeah, they're showing for the past 6 months. Okay.
How about
Okay.
gemology? International gemology?
That is also more than 6 months. You will not find that. Let us see the market mojo score, IGIL. IGIL, right? Yeah, it is a hold recommendation. It is a mojo score is hold or recommendation is hold and 55. So from it changed from sell to hold on 30th July. Okay. But of course, there is a small drop again, um, because it is expensive at these levels. Still, it is expensive. Okay. But I am holding it. I am also holding this one.
I also am holding.
Okay. Understand. Okay. So yeah. And now, so if you go to Mojo Times, there is the last feature is Mojo Times. So if you go to Mojo Times, if you add a portfolio, it will send updates on your portfolio. It will send a newsletter basically. So once you upload your portfolio, and if you are using enable this Mojo Times, so you'll get a newsletter to your email daily uh, on these different aspects or different data points, right? So what are the top gainers in our portfolio? What are the top losers, right? And all these things, right? I had uploaded my portfolio. That's why I'm seeing, my holdings, like what are the top gainers and top losers in my portfolio. Okay. So I had uploaded my portfolio, added my portfolio actually. And you can see here, this is the current invested capital, 12.24 lakhs. This is the current value, and it is a 40% returns. I am at 40% returns. And this whole thing is done in the last 1 year. Okay. Actually, it was 45%, but due to recent geopolitical issues, it corrected by 5%. Okay. But one good news is now, is it a right time to take subscription, or is it at a right time to take, to start investing? Definitely, this is the right time. I'll tell you the reason, justification. I'll give you the justification. So, if you observe, or if you are following the news, FIs have been net sellers for the last 6 months. But last 4 days onwards, they turned net buyers. Okay. Last week, they turned FIs were turned, net buyers. Okay. So, because, what is the reason for that? This, July, August, September quarter results are very good. I mean, whatever companies announced results till now, they are good, and they are seeing traction, or they are seeing, upward improvement in the corporate companies' earnings. The main reason for FIs, in selling mode till last week, before last week, is corporate earnings, and this Trump factor, isn't it? So, however, that Trump factor is going to end, and hopefully, but corporate earnings, like if you know this, so Avenue Supermarkets or DMart announced, very good results. And there are a lot of companies which already announced results for the last quarter. Most of the companies, FIS saw, improvement in the company's earnings, and then they took a U-turn last week, and they were net buyers in the last continuously for the last 4 days. Okay. So DMart has announced very good, reported very good results. So if you follow the news, and after Q2 up, this is shares dropped 3% after Q2 upgrade. Okay, they trimmed Goldman Sachs trims target price. Okay, maybe market expectation is this Q1 Q2 October 6th. This is the latest news, right? 1 second, guys. Let's see the trend for the last 3 months or 6 months. Okay. So, but most of the companies that I know till now, they had announced positive results, and they will have a more detailed analysis than us, right? FIS will have, FIS and big institutions will have more detailed analysis, and so, but they turn net buyers from the past 1 week. Okay. And hopefully that trend continues. I believe that trend will continue, and maybe Diwali factor also may be there. So Diwali, Dasra to Diwali is a good time, where most of the people, new investors, existing investors add to their portfolios. That may be another reason. Okay. Yeah. So what else I need to cover? Any queries, guys? I'll take a pause here. Any queries? Now coming back to any queries, guys? Otherwise, I'll go to the subscription plans. If you want to know what are the charges, or what are the various subscription plans available. We are on top of the hour, so we'll close it in another 5 to 10 minutes. Any queries? Okay. So let's conclude the session quickly. So now, what are the subscription plans? Various subscription plans. Okay, so these are the various subscription plans in India. And as as we discussed, right? So by the way, let me show you that global thing also. I did not opt for that, or yeah, I did not opt for the global stocks. That's why I'm not seeing it over here. But those who are having that trial version, you can see that. You can check that, right? Those who are registered recently and who is like I mean, till 3 days you will have trial period, free trial period. So you can check that. Okay. So now coming to subscription plans. So 1 year, the subscription fees is 12,000 plus those who registered and those who paid subscription on that amount on the same day, they will get 3 months free. And who confirm their subscription on second day, they will get 2 months free. And then third day, 1 month free, right? And then this is and then stock of the week, as we discussed, right? Stock of the week will have monthly targets as well, right? So for 1 year, they're charging 4,999 for that. For 2 years, it is 9,999, 10,000. Okay. And for those who those who are interested in global stocks, right? US stocks or UK stocks, any other country, they are covering 29 countries, I think. And these are the subscription amount for each country. Okay. If someone want to take both, India and all countries, global pack. So it is 30,000 plus 6 months free. Okay. So if you see here, it is 1,000 per month. It translates to cup of coffee or tea cost nowadays. Are those who are smokers, it is cost of one cigarette, right? So per day, 33 rupees means it is close to cost of one cigarette for smokers, right? For non-smokers, it is cost of a coffee, a cup of coffee or tea, right? Per day. Now coming back to this, this is 30,000 per month, but you are getting 6 months free. Okay. And now any queries, I had shown you the returns and, let me show you the highest returns that I made by following their IPO recommendations. And if you want, I can show you my portfolio. 1 second. Second. I'll show you like what are the recommendations that I followed and which helped me to get that profit. Okay. So this is my portfolio and maximum, this is the maximum number that I saw, 46%. And this is in the last 1 year only. These are the returns that I had made in the last 1 year. Okay. So after leaving my job and actively investing, right? And you can see my portfolio here as well. Vari Energies, which was recommended at 1500. Issue price is 1503. You can see here the issue price. Right now it is 3600. And when it came to 2000, I had I had suggested to my friends. We discussed with my friends. We had discussed with my friends. Those who invested at that point also, made wonderful profits around 2000. And by end of this year, this will cross 4,000. There is a reason why like I have that conviction. So like it fell down from 4,000 to 3,000 or 2,000 because of Trump tariffs only. Okay. And now what they did is like they had acquired some company in US itself, so that they will not have that non-US company brand, and they need not face the tariff heat. At that moment, I had we had discussed about this, and I told that this is a wonderful investment at 2000 levels, and in just 6 to 7 months it increased, or it appreciated from 2000 to 3600, 3500 now, this month or this week. And Bajaj Housing Finance issue price is 70 rupees, and it went up to 200. And of course, there is a lot of profit booking here as well. And AWFIS is another stock, and BEL. So these are the, BEL, I bought it, in the secondary market. AWFIS is like a co-working space, right? So I had invested this in IPO, which gave me 52%. This gave 140% returns, right? Okay. That is the, this is my personal portfolio, guys, by the way. Okay. I will promote something which which I am having strong conviction and which I experienced it myself, and then only I will promote something. That's the thing I want to show, that nothing else. Okay, 40% is not a great returns. I will show you some stocks which gave like in just 1 month. 1 second. Let me pause recording, and I'll show you some stocks which gave wonderful returns than this. It right. Most of you might have realized that already, that we should not follow free tips or given by friends or TV channels or this financial influencers, right? You might have already experienced it, and we know a lot of large scams in the markets, right? From Harshad Mehta to recent recently SEBI banned one company for doing uh, some discrepancies or some fraud things, isn't it? So you might have experienced that. Uh, so please don't follow free tips. Whether you take the subscription or not, that is fine, absolutely fine. It's up to you. It's your call. But don't follow free tips which are given in channels. My own experience, is that initially I used to follow free tips and I used to invest in them, but that is only couple of thousands. But when coming to lakhs, I took subscription. Okay, when I'm investing lakhs of amount, I never followed free tips, or I never from 4.5 years onwards, I don't 5 years onwards almost. So I didn't follow any free tip. Okay. So any queries? Any before we close the session? It's already 12 o'clock, guys. Yes, please respond, guys. Can we close the session if you don't have any other queries? So, but if you are in anyone of you interested, and if you want to, if you are okay with that 1,000 per month or 33 rupees per day subscription fees, so please follow the link that I had shared to you. If one did not receive it, I'll share it. But and by the way, I am also authorized dealer for unlisted shares from one of the vendors, and we are getting very good orders for NSE from the last 1 month, from September. In September month alone, so I did some my friends and clients had invested around 50 lakhs in NSE. Only one NSE unlisted stock attracted 50 lakhs of investment in just September month itself, because it is below 2000 levels. Okay, NSE touched 2400 and now it is at 1900, not even 2000. It is at 1900 levels. Okay, so there are around 130 to 140 stocks in unlisted space. So I'm an authorized dealer for the unlisted space, and I am offering, I'm sharing the list price transparently to my friends or clients, so who want to invest into unlisted shares. There is a strong reason why I had started that. So 5 years before, when I wanted to invest in unlisted shares, like when I approached my RM, he used to quote 5 to 10% more than the market price. Okay. Then later on, I had explored unlisted shares, and I took their distribution or dealership, and I am sharing. I'm doing with very less margin, very thin margin of 1%. Our vendor gives just 1% margin, but I don't want to do what my RM did to me, right? So that's the reason I took. I myself took dealership, and I am sharing the cost price transparently to my friends or clients, and with just 1% margin I am doing that, and there is a lot of risk involved over there, right? So but still I am doing that with 1% margin. If you can invest the minimum amount, minimum quantity. Okay, and there are.
So, Pawan, sorry to interrupt
Yes,
you. One quick question. So, how
yes.
do we determine what is the market price in
Hmm.
unlisted space? Because multiple vendors are selling. If it is a
Hmm.
listed one, then we have a
No,
single
we have to
platform,
take average
BSNSE.
price. We have to take average price.
Okay,
When they are
okay,
selling at different prices, we have to take average price.
okay. So you mean to say the market price is the average price, so you are giving it a best price at the average level.
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
Does this research house provide recommendations on
No,
unlisted
they don't
stocks?
cover unlisted shares. No, they don't cover. Or no other research house provides. By the way, I'll tell you, if you want research reports on unlisted shares, there is a platform called Precise. Okay, they will provide research report. This is one of the platforms that provide detailed research report. Let me quickly show that. If anyone is interested, I'll share this referral link as well. So it has some referral scheme. So I'll share that. If you want to register through that referral link, most welcome. Okay. But this won't give you best price, I'm sure. But our price will be far lesser than this precise. That's why I'm showing this, by the way. Okay. Why I'm showing this directly to you is like, their price is always higher than our price. Okay. Able to log in somehow. So there is one more platform called Incred Money. Even their price is also always higher than our price. So let me try to log into that. But I want to show you the research report. You can refer to their research report. So if you see here, they are quoting NSE at 1980, but we are selling at 1900. Our price is 1900 or less than that. If the quantity is more, you'll get further lesser price. By the way, okay, I am looking for research report if they provide research report or not. Okay, okay, they just provided some data points, but actually this provides a detailed research report. For NSE, we have a nice research report, which I took some data points from them, and I had made one recorded session last time. Okay. So if you see here, we are offering at 1900. Okay. If the quantity is more, you will get further better price on for NSE. And I am assuming that I believe that this is one of the best stock to invest, like safe stock. This is a kind of a blue chip because because it is an exchange stock. So no matter whether market falls or goes up or comes down, so these exchanges will not have much impact, right, on their profits unless until SEBI stops derivatives and all options and futures and options and all, which is less unlikely to happen, right? So unless until that happens, these are kind of blue chip stocks, which will not have much impact due to tariffs, due to geopolitical issues, because every time you buy or sell, they will make some money, right? So, right. So, I believe everyone knows this. Most of the people get confused and they are asking, which one is this in NSE? No, this is actual. This is the share of NSE itself, National Stock Exchange itself, right? BSE is already listed, right? BSE is already in listed space, and this is around 2300, isn't it? So even from valuation perspective, like NSE is available at good valuations compared to BSE. Relatively better valuations, guys. Yeah. So BSE is at 2400, where NSE is at 1900. Our price is 1900. I'll show the price list. I'll share the price list as well. Okay, to yesterday's price list. So today's Sunday, we don't get a price list. Every day we in the morning we'll get the price list, and I am open or I'm ready to share that price list to everyone. Okay. So and by the way, NSE revenues are 9 times of BSE for your information. So I have a comparison as well. Recently, I had shared it to a couple of my friends. I think Chandu, I had shared it to you. Chandu. Yeah. So this is the comparison between NSE and BSE. So if you see here, BSE revenue is 1600 plus crores, whereas NSE revenue is 14,000 plus crores, approximately 9 times, right? These are last year revenues. Profit numbers, BSE profit numbers are 750 plus crores. Here it is 8,000 plus crores, right? And BSE trading at 65x, whereas NSE is at 35 to 40x. It is deviating between 35 to 40x. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Even this net profit margin, BSE's net profit margin is 47%. Here it is 57%. Right. So despite superior fundamentals, NSE is trading at a much more attractive valuation than BSE. You can clearly see that here. If you want to invest, or this will be like, I know we are assuming that as I said, again there is a disclaimer. So past performance may not be indicator of future growth. So equity investments are subject to market risk, but we are expecting it to be doubled in 1 year. Okay, I had invested with the conviction that it will be by the time it lists. Listing will take 5 to 6 months, by the way, another 5 to 6 months, and there will be a lock-in period of 6 months. So someone who is having an investment horizon of 1 year can invest now in NSE. But I had invested personally, assuming that or believing that it will double in 1 year, in the next 1 year. Okay, and these are the driving factors for that, or these are the data points compared to BSE. Okay. All right, guys, I'll stop it here for today. We'll continue in the next session. Okay. Moment. So this provides this research report, guys, by the way. So let us search for NSE. So they had provided, yeah, here is the research report. So please go through this if you want to explore more on this. And you can see when was this research report updated. This was updated on 29th January. Company valuation is undervalued, right? At 1900. By the way, this platform, there will be some hidden charges or there will be some extra charges, as you see here. There is some transaction fees, there is some stamp duty, right? But if you like, what is the actual price that you get is 12,033, right? By 6, isn't it? Minimum quantity that you can buy is 6 here, by the way. Okay, so if you do that math, so it comes around 2005 rupees. We are selling at 1900. Okay, our vendor, of course, our vendor is selling at 1900. We are passing the same price to our clients, passing that benefit or passing that cost difference, cost advantage directly to the clients. Okay. Yeah, someone is asking something, Chandu.
This one is not listed, right?
Not listed. Yes, that is why we call this as unlisted shares.
Okay. So how can we track these unlisted shares?
How can we track in the sense price movement or how is that?
Yeah, the movement and all. So the
Price
price.
movement.
variations
Price movement. I am sharing it in my WhatsApp group. I am sharing the daily, almost not daily, weekly. I am sharing the price list in my WhatsApp group.
Okay. So suppose if we buy some 10 stocks in that, so how can we see that?
That will be those, they will be transferred to your portfolio, to your Demat account. You can see that, but you'll see only face value, by the way. You'll see only face value. NSE face value is 1 rupee. You'll see the value of, number of shares into 1 only in your portfolio, because it is not trading in the exchange. Once it listed in the exchange, then you can see the actual value, market value.
Okay.
Can we conclude the session here?
Yes, Pavan.
Okay. And any queries, related to subscription, please reach out to me. You can call me or you can WhatsApp me. Okay. So, but if you make the payment on the first day, like you will get 3 months free. That is the offer currently available. Like only for couple of days. Okay. So those who are interested, you can go ahead and register and make the payment. And do let me know if you have any queries. Okay. And have a nice rest of the weekend, guys. Signing off. This is Pavan.